I'll just follow that up very briefly about dioxins. There's this issue raised of 1 grain of rice is the amount of dioxins being produced by the mill in the effluent only per year. Well, that 1 grain of rice is equivalent to 990,000 safe doses. What essentially means in Tasmania that 1 grain of rice would increase the number of cancers per year by 2,000. So it's actually a significant poison from that point of view. The dioxins, their major impact are on the reproductive system. They do cause cancer, but that's probably the lesser risk. One of the issues that the chief scientist had essentially in the work that I'd done, I'd shown that in an area of 110 square kilometres around the Pulp effluent, this is based on a very simple model, much simpler than Stuart runs, that would actually rise above unacceptable levels and the fish in that area would be unsafe to eat. Similar to the fact that the fish in Port Jackson are unsafe to eat because of dioxin poisoning. And in the Baltic and in Los Angeles, in the Bay Area, etc., etc. They actually say that they don't believe that dioxins will spread out uniformly. They believe they'll actually get washed into areas of quiescence where the tide and the winds, etc., give you essentially a still area, like you get in your bark, and all the little particles go together. And they say that will occur in inlets and other low areas. Well, it's fascinating. Well, they're just the areas in the inlets. That's where the fish breed. So quiescent areas, that's where the highest nutrients are. That's again where the fish breed. So if they're not spread uniformly over 110 square kilometres, but concentrated, the dioxin levels are going to be extremely high. Now, dioxins accumulate in the food chain, that essentially bottom dwellers eat them, the bivalves, etc., then we have bottom dwelling fish, and then seals eat them. It's fascinating when you look at seals. For example, the male seals, dioxins accumulate with age. So the older the seal is, the more dioxins it's got in its blubber, because they actually absorb into the fat. Female seals, they don't accumulate with age. You say, why? Because it accumulates in the breast milk. It goes all into the babies. And people say, oh, but in Australia, the dioxin content in breast milk is going to be higher than the dioxin level in Gun's pulp milk. And that's quite true. And I'm not saying that Gun's pulp milk is safe to drink, because if we drank it, we'd actually end up with cancer. It's just a condemnation of the fact that we live in a highly polluted environment. And it's a sad fact of life that mother's milk accumulates dioxins and PCBs and other of these, what we call fat-loving chemicals. It's a very sad fact of the life we live in with very high airborne concentration of dioxins.